Welcome back to The Beat. After the scrimmage this weekend, the Texas A&M Aggies broke spring camp, and everything now leads up to September 5th and that opener against Arizona State in Houston. We have head coach Kevin Sumlin with us on set right now. And, Coach, this spring, you're going to have competition, and that'll carry over into August. And when we talked to you before spring ball commenced, we discussed Kyle Allen. And he would have to do some things while not being pressed, although he will have competition in August. How did the quarterback handle himself?
You know, it's called maturity. So, you know, every time that I start to get on him or we start to talk about him a little bit, and you keep forgetting he's only been here a year and a couple months, and he's only started, 4 or 5 games. So I think his growth from the bowl game, being the MVP, the 30th, since the beginning of the year has been pretty good. I think for a young guy, it's hard to push yourself. We'll put some things in place that will help his growth between now and next fall and put him in some other leadership roles. But I think all in all, I think he continued to make strides. And can he be better? Yes. And, how he grows from now until start of fall camp in August, will be a big deal.
You had a new offensive line coach in. Dave Christensen works with them now. How did that group progress through the spring?
It was some new verbiage, some different schemes, obviously from what we're trying to do offensively in the run game, and then I think also Mike Matthews being out, it was a negative, but also a plus. It gave us an opportunity to really force the learning curve of a couple players. Jeremiah Stuckey, as a backup center, proved that he could be a backup center or starting center in case of something happening with Mike. And it also put him in a situation where, hey, look, he's a good interior player. He can play guard. So we've got a lot of really good competition inside. I think, Avery Genesee and Jermaine Ifedi are really, really solid tackles for us. And the injury to Mike Matthews, I think, helped us develop depth inside and really push Stuckey's learning curve to the point where he's going to have to play for us next year and gain confidence. And we gained confidence in him as coaches, and then he gained some confidence as a player.
In a moment, we'll talk to a couple of your assistant coaches, Terry Price and Mark Hagan, who are both up front coaching the D-line now, but right behind them, at linebacker, you had some injuries there. Some guys did not get to participate this spring. Does that mean there'll be a concern about the position when you hit August?
I'm not as concerned about it maybe as some people. I think what we want to do is get them healthy. You look at basically 3 guys that we're counting on. We're really out for spring football after surgery at the end of the year. A.J. Hilliard, who had that devastating injury against South Carolina the opening part of the year, did a great job for that game. Atara Alaka, who showed real flashes late, and Atara and Josh Walker ended up being our 2 starting linebackers inside at the end of the year. And we're real limited this spring, but getting those guys healthy, they've proven that they can play. But getting them healthy was priority number 1, and now getting them comfortable with their new defensive scheme and getting them ready to roll. They'll have plenty of time and plenty of practices in the fall.
And then finally, think about this. You just witnessed the 15 spring workouts that you just had. The next time they convene on a workout field together is August. Judging from what you saw, what becomes of utmost importance when they get back together for August?
Well, we had, really, we set out in January for a goal of mental and physical toughness to keep developing that, raise our level there. And I think we've done that, and we're going to continue to do that. And now into the next phase, after practice between now and fall, when we can jump back into the physical part of it, actual football time, it's now time to develop and figure out who those 22 people are on each side of the ball and get them ready to play.
Well, September 5th will be here before you know it. We appreciate the time, Coach.
All right, thanks for having me.
That's our head football coach, Kevin Sumlin, right here on The Beat. Like we said, on the other side of the break, Terry Price and Mark Hagan.